Hey everyone, welcome back to Just Being Booky. It's me, Kiana. Today, I have a bit of a bigger thing today. So, what's happened is in the past few weeks, I've gone to the thrift stores and I did do one trip to Barnes& Noble too, but I haven't been as good at getting things on a scheduled time frame for recording. I was going to do like a separate book haul for the specific thrift stores, but I also didn't really record much of me going to the thrift stores because I still haven't created that as a habit yet either. So I've accumulated quite a few books, and I'm just gonna do like one giant haul video today. I don't even know how many I have over here. Gonna count that. Okay, so I have 52 books over there that you have not yet seen. And like only like 2 weeks ago, I did a regular book haul from the library book sale, but here we are again. But anyway, I am going to start grabbing those and showing you. Hmm. I might take the giant stack and put it a little on frame without showing the spine so that I can quickly uh, have how many it is right here. Also, I will not be sharing much into what I know about these books. Most of them I got just because of this app Storygraph that has this AI personalized overview, and it will tell me whether it thinks based on my past reading preferences and reading history whether it thinks that it will be a good match for me or not. And most of them were generally good, so I just went ahead and did it because I was like, may as well. Especially because now I'm on YouTube with a book channel. I figure that it won't be as interesting if I like every single book I read. So I'm trying to be less picky at the same time while being picky in the general things that I generally dislike and like at the same time. So let me go grab those. Well, it's right beside me, but I just have to maneuver to grab the big piles. This is not even all of them. And the top book right here. This is a lot. I didn't realize how much it was. I'm only putting these here so I have an opportunity for a thumbnail picture. Because otherwise, way too many to have in front of me while I'm showing you, because I can't even show you. So I guess I'll get myself posed and ready to do a thumbnail. Okay, now I'm gonna scooch these over a bit without making any of them fall. Please no. This would be such a mess. Okay. Okay, I guess I'm gonna start here. And these four right here are ones that I got from Barnes & Noble. So I got these with a gift card that I got. So that was quite fun. Well, actually, I spent some of the gift card and some of my actual money, and some of my own money, because I finally got one of these Barnes & Noble book bags, a bag of books, which is always great because the way that the bottom opens up makes it so that it's nice and flat and has the actual like floor for your books. Makes it so you can fit more in. Okay, so from Barnes & Noble, I got this book called Strange Birds. For some reason, a lot of books that are good tend to have birds either in the plot or on the cover, like the cover design, something like that. This is one of the ones that I took a picture of the previous time that I went to Barnes & Noble and was interested in, and so I went back to it once I went again. This one is the same thing. It's called The Book of Lost Things, and I also like the cover. reminds me of the book that I read, Some Kind of Happiness, which I got from the library because it wasn't because I found it on my app that I was looking through books on, but I couldn't actually get it, so I just got it at the library. But most people like the library for that fact, but I actually don't like the library as much because I need to have the physical in constant ownership. I don't want to have it and then have to give it back. I really like the fact of where I can actually just have it and like throw it on my bookshelf, or in this case beside my bookshelf once I've run out of room, which I would have more room if I didn't have this pull out desk and these cabinets below where you can't see, but it's below this shelf and there's cabinets on both sides, but can't really be choosy. So, and I don't have room for another bookshelf unless we get a new house, which we need a new house because we're in an apartment. But anyway, that's completely besides the point. And this one called Okay for Now. And the next one that I got, I probably wouldn't have gotten, but these both had the buy one get one 50% off, and you have to pair it together. And so I got also Greenwild. And what's crazy is that when I was looking on Goodreads, because I have this app and Goodreads at the same time, uh, there's actually a giveaway going for Greenwild, and I was like, oh come on, because like, I mean, granted I know that it's not likely that I'm going to win the Goodreads giveaway, especially because there's so many people on it. But it was just kind of crazy that I would be find a giveaway after I get the book from Barnes and Noble, no less. But they both sounded pretty interesting. I mean, all of them sounded pretty interesting. Alright, so these are the only ones from anywhere else but the thrift store. The rest, they're all from the thrift store. So, some of them were from Goodwill, which are more expensive than the other thrift store I go to. The organization is called St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores, and they have books for like 25-50 cents. And, well, yeah, 25-50 cents. I was going to say $1, but that's not that. That's the library book sale. Alright, let's get into it, I guess. And this one is another one that I mentioned with the fact of birds being on the cover or title or in the plot. It's Bluebird, and I'm pretty sure this is like an historical fiction type thing. Yeah, it's an historical fiction, and it sounded pretty good. You're just gonna hear me say it sounded pretty good for most of them, because if I say much more, it's just gonna make the video even longer, and we don't have time for that. This one is called My Friend Flicka. It's a horse story, and if you have seen my bookshelf tours, then you know that I like horse and animal books. And if you haven't seen the bookshelf tours, I will try and do that thing where I can like link it in the corner. I'm not sure if I know exactly how to do that, but if I figure it out, I will. And if not, I'll just add it in the end part where those pop up for playlists. And then this one, oh geez, it's stuck together because of the remnant part of the sticker from the store. This one is called Elijah, also an historical fiction, I believe. And this one is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I heard a lot about this, and this is the movie cover version, which I'm not always a big fan of, but this one is actually looks pretty cool. I don't know a lot about it generally speaking, so if you guys know anything, no spoilers in the comments. If you even comment, I haven't gotten many comments, but and then we have this one. It's another in the 39 Clues series, which if you watch my previous videos, you know that I am collecting them. Some of them are actually right here on my shelf. Can't really tell as much. But then we have this series. It's the Knights of, I'm not sure how to say that, but it's the Knights of Arethtrae. I probably butchered that, but uh it's like fantasy knight, what's the word? Is it an allegory? No, I don't think it's an allegory. one of those things where you actually, I'm just gonna look up the word for that because I don't want to sound ridiculous, or I actually just want to have the word, so I'm just gonna look that up real quick. I don't think it's allegory. I mean, kind of an allegory. I don't know if there's another word for it, but it's a Christian fantasy series, so it's like taking certain stories and certain morals and such like that, and putting it into the uh, fantasy night setting where it will put it into a different type of perspective. Because all of them are named like Sir Dalton, Sir Rowan, Sir Quinlan, and Lady Carlis. But it's by Chuck Black. I'm starting collecting another series of his, which is also Christian based. I feel like that word is coming to my mind, the other word for it, and it just keeps slipping by before I have a chance. And then this one is Augie and Me, Three Wonder Stories, which is connected to the book and movie Wonder. If you haven't seen it, like I said in my previous video, I highly recommend it. It is really good. I'll go here. This one is called What You Are Looking For Is in the Library. First of all, the cover is pretty cute. And this one is one that my mom had found originally. And then she got it from the library to try and have it so we could both read it. But then she bought herself one at the time. And then I was able to find this one at the thrift store not long after, which made it so that we could both read it on our own time and wouldn't have to worry about one needing to finish it or the library one needing to be returned, anything like that. Then this next one is a small one. It's J.K. Rowling, the wizard behind Harry Potter. And I figured that I'd like reading some of the things about basically the making, but instead of it being a documentary, it's a book. Then this one is another historical. Well, no, I don't think this is historical fiction, but it's like based with war and such. Actually, a lot of really good books that I've found have the um have the subject of specifically World War II in them. But this one is called Sunrise Over Fallujah. I have no idea if that's how you say it, but I will check it after I'm done. And then these two Christmas books, the Christmas Box and the Christmas Hope Christian, if that wasn't obvious. Because this one is the same author as Christmas Shoes and Christmas Blessing. So these ones are more expensive because they specifically brought them out for the holidays, and so they probably were like, they probably were thinking that if they bring the prices up higher, then they will get more because it's what people are looking for. And this one is a devotional. Well, no, it's not a devotional. It's a collection of stories by Rebecca St. James called Love. It's stories of loved called Loved. It's stories of forgiveness. And I assume that most of you will probably know, but Rebecca St. James is the sister of For King and Country stars Joel and Luke, and we follow. We listen to For King and Country a lot, and personally, I didn't know that Rebecca St. James was connected with them at all, not let alone being the sister. But my mom did at one point, and so when the movie based on their song "Unsung Hero," which is based on their parents, came out, I watched that, and then I realized the connection, which is really cool. This one is called The Last Girl on Earth, and this one is more like a sci-fi fantasy type thing, but it sounded pretty interesting. And this one is The Lost World, and oh geez, I just got the giant glare, but The Lost World. And I got it because it was same author that wrote Sherlock Holmes, or Arthur Conan Doyle, and so I thought that I might like it. Not that I've actually officially read the Sherlock Holmes fully either, but I know that I like the type. And this one is called Hula. It has a lot of culture and rich in culture, all that stuff. And eventually I will probably be doing a review on When You Trap a Tiger, which also has a lot of cultural stuff, and that just makes the story so much richer, in my opinion, because it adds a depth that isn't there without it being like that. This one is called The Art of Breaking Things, which this is one of the ones where the title is very similar to a bunch of other titles, like The Art of or Of Something Things, and it's one of those things that just sound familiar no matter if you've heard about the book or not, because of the way that the title is. And this one is called Life Before, which also sounded intriguing. I don't know what much else to say for certain things besides it sounded cool, sounded intriguing, sounded interesting, because there's not as much of a way to briefly describe without taking up more time than you have or want to take up. So, we got another Chicken Soup book, Chicken Soup for the Women's Soul, because I'm not an adult yet, but figure may as well get it, especially when it's cheap at the thrift store. And again, if you watched my bookshelf tour, you'll know that behind these stacks, most of this shelf is completely Chicken Soup for the Soul books, most of which I have not fully read. But we'll get to those eventually, I hope. And this one is called The Vanished Queen, not from Always. It was originally, apparently, but from the thrift store. It has like a Renaissance type time frame in it, and I actually got it after my dad and I went to the Renaissance Festival, and so I thought it was pretty cool. This one is actually for a childhood favorite series. Well, I mean, it's still a favorite, but like it's a nostalgic favorite of mine. And I didn't have this one. It's Ramona's World from the Ramona and Beezus series. And I will dive into more with my nostalgic books, favorite childhood books, and book recommendations from that time in a different video. And if you want to comment, you can let me know if you would definitely like to hear about that. This one is another one by Rebecca St. James. This one is a devotional, and it's called Pure. It's a 90-day devotional for the mind, the body, and the spirit. And it's one of those ones that has those cool deckled edges, which I really like. And then this one is Fervent, which is inspired by the feature film War Room, which I also recommended the movie in another past video, and so if you haven't seen it, it's really good. Some of my friends watching this will just already know these things because I've highly recommended some of these things multiple times. And so I'm like, oh yeah, you should watch War Room. Have you watched War Room? Oh yeah, you should watch Wonder. I don't know if I said Wonder as many times as I mentioned War Room, but I do know that one of the leaders at my youth group has watched War Room and likes it a lot. And then this one is called The Fantastic Family Whipple. And it sounded pretty intriguing, kind of reminded me of like The Greatest Showman-ish. Like not obviously entirely because it's completely different context. But yeah. Oh, and this one, it's a duplicate technically, but it's Eldest, which I have up here. But the Eldest that I have up there is a hardback. And the first book in the series, Eragon, is in the same style. Oh geez, that's falling apart. But it's in the same style that this second one is in, and I think I really like the feel of the floppy, and it's just nice, and it's familiar because I've had Eragon for a while. I'll put this back. Well, actually, I'll just set it here, and I'll put it fully back later, because I got so many books to deal with right now. Okay, I'm gonna shift this stack a bit so that it doesn't fall, and just stack more on top of those instead. Oh, I'm jostling the camera, aren't I? That's gonna be annoying. This one is nonfiction. It's called The Hiding Place, also based with World War II, but those have the best stories and the best fictional stories and the best nonfiction stories. This one is called Shelter, when I look this one up on my app, sometimes when I look up books on my app, I look at the other editions, especially when the edition that I have is like a actual picture and real human beings on the cover. And I really like the one that's not an actual photo. I wish I had found that one, but like I've said before, when you're shopping at a thrift store and it's so cheap, you can't really be super picky. But if I figure out how to put an image up on the screen, like around here, I will show you the cover of the one that I really like. And then this one is called River Cross My Heart. And the one thing that I do not like about this in like the cover aspect is because it has that little book club thing. And granted, it's not one of those stickers that looks like it's a sticker, but it's not a sticker because you can't take it off. But it's still kind of annoying. And at the thrift store, there was a hardback version of this and this paperback. I was trying to figure out which one I wanted. I was like, oh wait, this one has the book club. Does the other one have it? Yeah, it did have it as well. But this one seemed less noticeable to me, plus I like the floppy. And then this one, I just realized was a part of the series, not even close to start. It's number 7, apparently. I'm hoping that I can read it, though, without having the rest of the series. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, because it sounded pretty good, generally speaking. It's called Mandarin Gate, and it's a part of, I don't remember, it's something Chronicles, I think, for the series name, but that was slightly disappointing. This one is one of the ones that I listened to in an audiobook at first, and I did not realize how short the book was in reality, because with audiobooks sometimes it's hard to tell even when you have the time frame of the audiobook, because like this one was 4 hours, but the way that I was listening to it felt like it would be a thicker book. But it's called Wildfire, and it's by the same author as one of the other ones that I think I've listened to, but I can't remember at the moment. And this one is a old classic, Island of the Blue Dolphins. I used to have one myself already, but I think I gave it away at one point, and so now I have it back. And this one is called The Light on Farallon Island, and I really like the cover because it's pretty unique while having that border. It also still has like a picture in the background. Also, I am so sorry for this lighting because it is so super cloudy and a bit rainy outside, and so there's not much light filtering in through my window, and I don't really have the ideal space or options for more professional lighting, but maybe I can try and fix it at some point in the post-production, like maybe I can edit it to make it look a little brighter. I don't know. If not, I'll probably just cut this out. Then this one, my mom has it, but I figured I'd just get my own. It's called The Case for Christ. I think most people know what this is, but if not, it says a journalist's personal investigation of the evidence for Jesus, which also has a movie, and I'm pretty sure we've watched it a while back. This one is called Walls, and it's the spine and cover attracted me to it multiple times, but I didn't think it was a good fit until I looked it up on the app with the personalization, and it seems pretty good, and so figured I'd get it. This one my mom found for me because she wanted to read it at one point, and then she thinks that I would like it. It's called Kisses from Katie, and it's a story of relentless love and redemption. An actual story, it's nonfiction. Then we have this one, which is called Pastel Orphans. It's another one that's set with World War II, with culture and history. This one is called Willa of the Wood. I think this is the most fantasy book that I've gotten in a while, because I've been on a kick of specifically inspirational and motivational, which there's nothing wrong with that because that's my main thing now, but I'm like, I still like the fantasy stuff, and so hopefully this will be good. I mean, I do know that the cover's pretty, so hopefully the book will live up to its cover's potential. And this one is by a pretty popular author called named John Green. It's Paper Towns, and I didn't realize that his stuff would be appropriate for like young adult or whatever, but it's actually rated young adult on the app, and so not that it would be inappropriate, it's just like not my style possibly, but I'll find out either way. And this one is called Home is East. I really like the style of the cover because it's like a unique artistic style with like combination of abstract and detail at the same time. This one is the second book in one of the series of Warriors. I thought it was the series that I had, which is the first one, but it's not. It's the series of the New Prophecy, not the first one. So that's mildly annoying, but maybe I'll find someone that wants it. This one is a graphic novel by one of the people that I've been following in graphic novels for a while, Raina Telgemmer's Drama. I don't know if I'll like it or not, but I figured I'd get it, especially because I really like her style of comics and such. And this one is a nonfiction. It's called If a Pirate I Must Be. It is the true story of Black Bart, king of the Caribbean pirates. And this is the only one that after reading the back with pirate and ship stuff that I actually wanted to get it. Because like I always seem attracted to the ones that are like with ships and voyages and pirates, whether it be by title or cover art. But then I read the back and I'm not as interested. But this one, I actually got it. This one is another Chicken Soup book, Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul Letters, which is letters of life, love, and learning, which is one that I haven't actually seen before, so I'm interested in reading that. And then finally, we actually come to the last one in this giant book haul, The Light in Hidden Places, which is also another World War II based novel, and it's actually based on a true story of remarkable heroism during World War II. So I'm very excited to read that. So there we have it, my giant thing of books that I recently have collected just in the past few weeks. And so I should have a different type of video next time because I know I've been doing pretty much the same type of videos. If you want to comment, which I would like if you commented because it will give me some more interaction and I would like to interact with the community, like what you would be looking forward to seeing, what type of content you would like. I'm going to be doing book recommendations at some point. I am going to be doing like probably reorganizing my bookshelf at some point, considering this thing right here. But then I'm probably going to be doing more shop with me's most likely. And what else? Book reviews, obviously. I need to do more of that. I need to get on my book that I'm supposed to be reading right now. And then I will be doing some more of those Bible journaling note videos. I might even do a video or two while I Bible journal. I might be making some POV videos using shorts. I don't know if by the time that this is posted I will have posted some more shorts or not. But some of my other plans would be favorites, more recommendations, where I tell you guys the books that I'm looking for or want based on series or just books that I like. Bookish art share because I do a lot of art, and so for the things that I will be doing in the future that's book art related, I can just go through, or things that I have done in the past, I can just go through and like show you guys the book themed art. I will probably be doing a Q&A in the future if you guys want to see some of that with asking questions. I don't have a big community right now, but maybe I'll have it a little bit bigger by the time that I actually post this. But that would be pretty fun to me, I think. And so just let me know if you want to comment. And I'm also planning on doing it to where I scroll through a bunch of giveaways and I will where I do a video where I'm looking through the giveaways and then entering them with you. And then I have a couple of book challenges that I'd like to do, so if you'd like to see that, please let me know. And if you guys have any other ideas, because I am open to many, because I really want to continue this, and so if you guys have ideas that you'd really like to see, please let me know, whether it be now or in the future or on a future video. Thank you, and I think that will be all for today. I'll see you in the next time. Bye!